I'm actually a founder. I'm James Slaney. I'm a founder of Dubber. So when we started back in 2011, it was Steve, myself, and another guy, and we started the company together. So I know all about it. I'm probably not as charismatic as Steve or as tall as Steve. He's a big boy. Never drink with Steve because you can't keep up. Okay, effectively. So our presentation today. If you don't know anything about Dubber, I'll sort of go over some of the basics and hopefully you can come up to speed pretty fast. I think I've probably got about 10 minutes. Would that be right? 5 minutes? That's all right. So we are a call recording platform as a service. We're a global platform. We use cloud infrastructure, so we do partner with Amazon as our baseline infrastructure provider. But we've been built on the way that we scale and mimic the capacity of a telco. So we're deployed everywhere in the world. A telco connects to our platform, and when they connect to our platform to their core of their network, they can switch a user on any phone. So if your phone is connected to a carrier we work with, they could switch it on and we could record that phone call. Now the idea behind that is that we think that the objective of our company is to enable every network that we connect to, we're aiming to get to our 300 carriers globally, is that they can switch on immediately any one of their customers to start recording phone calls. And there's a reason for that, and I'll go into that in a minute. Then on the back of that, because we can record and capture content at scale, we now have the opportunity to deliver AI or voice data across all that content that we capture. So you can imagine that in a business, like a large business, let's say a bank with 20 to 40,000 people, through our platform they can capture every call across their whole business, whether it's a mobile phone, a desk phone, branches, contact centre, then overlay that with AI, and they get insights they could never get before. So it's something that's actually now tangible, which is never available until now through our platform. This slide actually is probably good to get an overview really quickly of what we do and why we're different. We're a disruptor. Call recording is not new. It has been around. We didn't invent it. But you look at likes in the market that sell call recording to the market. NICE and Verint are the incumbents. They supply like NAB, Westpac, all large enterprise throughout the whole world would use that in their contact centre. They're billion-dollar companies. They look at an opportunity in the market of around 4,000, 5,000 seats as a big opportunity. We work with telcos and we look at AT&T as a client of ours that has 150 million mobiles on their mobile network, and that's the opportunity for Dubber. So we look at connecting their network, and that's what we try to switch on or get access to. So we're a little bit different. They've been going after the market in a real traditional mode in regards to on-premise hardware, software licensing, deploy it, massive system integration costs. We're a SaaS business. We charge per user, on a monthly basis. We're a leader. It's taken us a while to get to this point in regards to telcos. When we went public, I think in 2015, we started selling to the telco network and enabling them to sell to their customers. You would say now that most of the companies, and we're dealing with most of the large tier 1 telcos throughout the world, if they're thinking about call recording for their network as a service they sell to their customers, they're contemplating Dubber or are already in the process of looking at or engaging with our company. Scalable, I say this pretty much every day, and that's core to our USP, in that we connect to the carrier at the core of its network, and our platform will scale up, record whatever they send us. So if they send us one call, we'll record that. If they enable 1 million customers, they'll send us that data, we'll scale up and record that as well. They can scale right up to 100 million people if they want to. The platform is engineered to record content at scale, directly into the core immediately. So once the network's connected, this is a core point about our company. Once we're connected into a network, we're the only service in that network, and we only service that can switch on a customer immediately to record calls on that network. And that goes right through to AI, when you talk about the AI side of our business. Essential, if you understand the telephony market, here in Australia, examples are, historically you've seen Commander in the market. Telstra's a product called Tippet, which is telephony, which is a hosted solution. They're all trying to sell cloud-based telephony applications to businesses now. Instead of being on-premise, they're trying to sell a cloud service. So they're trying to transition everything to their own data centers and supply it as an OpEx basis. When they switch on call recording, they're doing that generally because they need that functionality as part of their package and go to market. If they don't have call recording, they can't sell their own product. So as an example, you might have a small business with 20 people, have a debt collection part of their business that just chases money every month. if they don't record calls, or the option to record calls through that service from Telstra or Vocus or someone else in the market, they won't buy that telephony product from that company. They'll go find someone else who will do it. So we don't have to actually enable them to, or do any selling once we've got the network activated on our platform. We do selling around them and help them go to market, but effectively it's an essential part of their package. In regards to being an innovator, I suppose the way we've built in the philosophy around our platform globally, it is true about call recording, and I know that's probably not exciting about call recording, but the really exciting part is where we're going with AI. If you look at examples around what we are enabling now in the world, we've got an example in the US where we're talking to a large auto repair company in the US, about 5,000 locations. What they're looking to do is capture all the calls in their business and just do positive and negative sentiment on all their calls. Each location is about 4 or 5 people. With our platform, we can actually centralise the recording through one network and give them a report based on every one of their 10,000 to 15,000 people across those 5,000 locations. So it's data they've never been able to see before, and this is only something we can do on our platform. Just a couple more slides, I suppose, and you can just tell me when to finish. In relation to some of our wins, we work with some of the biggest carriers in the world, such as AT&T, as it says up there on the board. AT&T was one of our biggest, or is the biggest telco we work with. I think they're the biggest in the world. We've got about 113 carriers signed up to use our platform globally. AT&T tested our platform for about 14 months to about 2 years on scalability and our ability to scale up to 100,000 concurrent calls being recorded at any one time. That 100,000 concurrent calls is probably talking about 10 up to about 10 million people in the back of that. So our platform is built for massive scale. When you look at other carriers, we're talking about KPN in the Netherlands, which is the incumbent tier 1 in the Netherlands. We've got Vodafone, Optus here recently announced, Cox Business, which is the largest privately held telco in the world based out of Atlanta. Their platform connected to us has about 1.2 million people using that platform that can be enabled straight away on our platform. Cisco is one of our biggest biggest news stories, I suppose, in the recent time. Cisco have chosen Dubber as their incumbent call recording provider for their go-to-market UC service, which is called WebEx Calling. You'll see that become more prominent in Australia over the next year. They've just released it. WebEx Calling is a Cisco-branded unified communication solution in the cloud. Unified communication is basically taking old PABX, old phone systems, and putting it in the Cisco data center, and they're selling it as WebEx Calling globally. They've connected Dubber to their platform in about 5 regions, and they're selling that service through their global sales channel, which includes telcos such as AT&T, Optus is selling it, but also their 60,000 dealers globally, which have about 300,000 salespeople in that channel. We're the only call recording provider enabled in that network today. We see it as a massive opportunity for us. That product is targeting between businesses or enterprises globally between 100 and 5,000 seats. And recently we've announced a partnership with IBM. IBM we use for the back end through our AI. They're also helping us go to market and to engage with enterprises, and in conjunction with a telco, we're going to that market. Yep. I'll just do one more slide finally then. So we are globally available. The platform is working with carriers throughout the world. The idea is that we'll be chasing around 300, I think, carriers. That's what we're targeting, and enabling that for a global footprint of more carriers globally. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, James.